Welcome into this week's edition of our Weather Hangout. Whether you're joining us on WTOL Plus or YouTube, I want to welcome in and join you this week. How y'all doing this week?
I'm great. Really talking the spring vibes that I'm starting to kind of feel after we've had a little bit of a taste of some winter. And also I love this time of the year because we could talk all things Irish and St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Are either of you maybe just a hint of Irish?
I have
No, I feel lucky though.
Everyone's Irish though on St. Patrick's Day, right?
Yeah, I have a little bit in there. I can't remember how much, but I know my ancestors, date back, they're so proud of it. So I always make sure to try to wear some kind of green, even considering the green screen on the 17th, just for family wishes.
We do what we can to celebrate, and this is the time of the year where people could be thinking maybe spring breaks and vacations. We just welcomed meteorologist Matt Willoughby back from some time back down with family. Matt, the highlight of your time off was
the food, of course. The good old Louisiana seafood was obviously the best part. Some of the food I tried was some crawfish egg rolls, some shrimp and grits, the basics, gumbo and everything.
the basics.
The basics.
That's
a fancy meal to us.
It's got my stomach growling, but it was good that, Matt, you were able to kind of recharge and spend some time back at home with family. But while you were gone, weather still's happened and continues to happen as we get a little bit closer to our spring season. Another major storm system, and this one out west again. So imagine this, you're gonna wake up to floodwaters that rushed past homes in the community of Three Rivers, California. This is on Friday. Again, in the state of California, a drought-stricken state. And this did prompt several evacuation orders, and several California counties spent Friday patrolling the levees. Some of them that had broken, swollen rivers as yet another atmospheric river. I believe the count is now up to 11 atmospheric rivers since middle of December that have absolutely drenched the already soaked state with torrential rains that have caused floods, washed out roads, prompted evacuations, and really putting a huge dent in what's been a monumental drought, but a lot of it's coming a little bit too quickly.
Yeah, the timing of this is just too much and, well, not enough space. But wow, take a look at this. This is some bright and colorful northern lights. We always love to take a look. And these have appeared in the skies over Finnish Lapland recently, coloring the skies with green, pink, and white. On Sunday, the auroras were in several colors as they were seen dancing.
Bucket list. I want to see it.
That's an absolute bucket list for sure.
I just want to see them dance across the skies like they were here. And this is about 120 miles north of the Arctic Circle. Sometimes we can see them in northern Michigan if you take the car and go for a long drive. It's doable, and we've seen them here close to home, so I just want to see them once.
But if you want to see something like this, the key point is 120 miles north of the Arctic Circle. It's nowhere near Ohio and Michigan. Expectation versus reality, that is just phenomenal, and it is really has been entering into what is going to be an active solar cycle. So more and more of this is going to be showing up in the coming weeks, months, and years.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
Well, next we got some video, some volcano that we saw, at least that we're looking at. Watch this, see that lava spewing. This is actually an active volcano.
Was this in Indonesia, I believe?
Yes. It's been active for the last week, so you can see that that lava and at least that ash flowing on the side. Man, that's
looks like
incredible
that's
footage.
a pyroclastic flow, which I do know officials that had issued evacuation orders due to that volcanic eruption, and the video is just incredible of that actively erupting.
Wow, that is some impressive video, just kind of bubbling up there and just continuing to go off and across. Otherwise, it looks like great weather behind it with the blue skies, but of course, volcanoes, they can affect not only the weather there, but also on a global scale as well.
And we'll talk about some of the impacts and changes in our weather. Also taking a preview toward the extended amount of daylight that we've been seeing, and also a look toward what you could typically expect for St. Patrick's Day. And also, Matt, have you been fishing recently?
Been fishing, and so officially, get it what I did there?
I got you.
Officially, Walleye Run season, and I'll be breaking that down coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, stay tuned for this quick fun fact, and we'll see you on the other side of the quick break.
we are going to be looking at extra daylight, whether we like it or not. I know the time change can be a little bit controversial here, and I know a lot of us are still adjusting this week, but already we've been seeing a difference since December 21st. So let's first start out with today, set the stage. We, for this date, March 15th, will have 11 hours and 54 minutes of daylight today. And well, the shortest day of the year, daylight-wise, that was back December 21st. Since then, we have gained 2 hours and 45 minutes of daylight in just a matter of only a few months. And we are still going to be gaining daylight as we go forward in time. Even looking at, well, what the next 3 months has in store, you're going to find that not only are we gaining that time on the back end with your sunset time, but also that sunrise time frame. So as I look here in the next couple of months, you're going to find the sunrise this morning. That was in the 7 o'clock hour. Well, in a month, it's going to be just into the 6 o'clock hour. And then soon, by, well, May 15th, we'll see that around 6:14 in the morning. The other thing to notice, though, is that that sunset time is later. So for today, like I said, we're just under 12 hours of daylight. By April 15th, we'll be looking at 13 hours and 20 minutes of daylight in the forecast. And May 15th, we'll have 14 hours and 32 minutes of daylight to work in, to play in, and to have, of course, a lot of fun as those temperatures will hopefully start to warm up by May, though March has been a little bit tricky. But overall, even just in this span of time, looking ahead, we're still going to gain another 2 hours and 38 minutes of daylight here. So like I said, sunrise, sunset, you're going to notice it at each parts of your day. Here's just a look at some of our sunrise times, breaking it down even closer here. You're going to find that they continue to advance even by June, right before we, well, reach that longest day as far as our daylight. That sunrise in June is going to be at 5:59 p.m. So we're going to have a lot of daylight to work with. And just even in the morning, we are gaining through this 4-month period 1 hour and 47 minutes. That's just on the first half of our day. Remember, we still have, well, at least another hour that we can pick up. So I thought, well, let's also take this on the other side. What would it look like here in the next couple of months at 6 p.m.? Well, today, we're still going to have some daylight out there, but you'll notice that the sun's sitting a little bit lower in the horizon. In a month, the sun isn't going to be sitting all that low as we find those sunsets to be close to the 7, even 8 o'clock hour. So in 2 months, we won't even be thinking about sunset at 6 o'clock. By then, we'll just be thinking about what's for dinner at that time frame or what's in Chris's forecast at 6 o'clock. We'll be watching that one. But in 3 months, that's really when we're going to be looking at that sunset to be quite a bit later. So 6 o'clock, that means, well, full sun and a lot of fun to be had. And so that's what we're really going to be doing as we have this extra daylight in our forecast. Of course, though, some of us maybe don't stay up all that late and we have those earlier mornings. So getting that early jump on the daylight will be a big help. But let's also bring in Chris. I was just wondering what was in his forecast, and also, well, the St. Patrick's Day forecast is coming, so maybe he'll be talking about that at 6 o'clock.
100% chance of Jig's dinner is what I'm going to be talking about, Diane, and it's making me hungry thinking about it right now.
Yeah, a little bit of cabbage, a little bit of corned beef. Is that your menu, Chris?
That's where it starts, and it doesn't end there. I go all the way through there, maybe end it with a good Irish treat to finish the night off. Exactly what we're going to be expecting, Diane. Appreciate that update. Irish Feeling Friday is what we're going to be getting as well, and if you're watching right now, YouTube or WTOL 11+, as we gear up at least for your St. Patrick's Day. Rainy conditions in the morning. Showers going to come in late Thursday, going to continue early Friday. We likely will dry out into the afternoon, but a cool, brisk breeze is going to kick up, and you'll feel the chill that will return back into the area. St. Patrick's Day typically does average a little bit of snowfall here in the month of March. The average snowfall for the date itself, generally about 1/10 of an inch, but we have had snowfall that's been accumulating in the past. Average rainfall, just a couple hundredths of an inch of average rainfall. And our St. Patrick's Day climatology, the most snowiest St. Patrick's Day that we've ever experienced was just over 3 inches of snow. That occurred back in 1977. Yeah, some of those harsh winters in the late 1970s, they did offer snowfall as you celebrated your St. Patrick's Day holiday. What is the warmest St. Patrick's Day that has ever been recorded? 77 degrees. Yeah, that'd be a nice feeling St. Patrick's Day to be out there celebrating. And the coldest one, coldest feeling temperature recorded was actually sub-zero. I'd like to think we're done with that for the season. 2 degrees below zero is the coldest we've ever felt. So an extreme of about we'll say about 80 degrees difference between the coldest and the warmest that we've ever felt and recorded in St. Patrick's Day history. So what are we going to be looking forward to? We're going to be seeing some rain that is going to work into the area. Now, about half of our St. Patrick's Day, we do actually make it through without the chance of any rain. That is climatologically speaking over the course of history. 64% of our St. Patrick's Day, so about 2/3 of them go through without any chance of snow. So generally that's on our side as we get through mid-March. And our average highs, they end up right around the 30s, upper 30s to the lower 40s for St. Patrick's Day itself. And the average lows, they generally average around the 20s. Not unusual to still get cold weather this time of the year. We're going to be looking forward to, though, warmer spring thoughts. And we're going to be thinking, what reminds us of spring? How about the Walleye Run? We'll have more on that with meteorologist Matt Willoughby coming up in just a little bit. Stick around for that, but here's a quick fun fact until we get to that.
Well, the Walleye Run is back, and I was at the Maumee River earlier this week to see how this year may look a little different due to the warmer winter. Check it out. It's the most wonderful time of the year, for fishermen at least. The annual Walleye Run is now underway, and Maumee Bait and Tackle is prepared for the rush.
We expect it to bring in some good numbers as far as customers and fish. We've already seen quite a few out-of-towners coming in.
But will the warmer weather lately impact how much walleye will be around?
With that milder winter, we actually saw fish start to be brought in late February, which is pretty rare. So we saw them starting at the end of February, and then with that high water, it kind of pushed off for a minute. But for it being so early in the run, we're seeing really good numbers brought in.
The unseasonal warmth has already brought fishing enthusiasts to the Maumee before the peak season.
It's already started. The past couple days, we've been seeing limits brought in, so the limit's 6, and the guys are out there catching them in 2 hours or so. So I would say it started. It's early in the run, but it has started for sure.
But over the past month, Northwest Ohio has seen 4 heavy rainfall events that has changed anglers' approach.
We do post it on our website every single day whether or not it is a safe level. So right now it is not. It has not been for the whole month, but we're getting there. Next couple days it should be dropped down to where we want.
If you've never taken part of the Walleye Run, here's what you should know before going out on the Maumee.
It's a different kind of fishing. If you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to catch fish. You're not going to have a good time. So definitely do your research first.
Fishermen and women, you still have plenty of time to get out on the Maumee.
The last week of March through the first week of April is the typical peak. Of course, it depends on the water level and water temperature, just how things kind of pan out, but we'll be busy for about the next 6 to 8 weeks.
Reporting in Maumee, I'm meteorologist Matt Willoughby for WTOL 11.
If I would have seen you out in a pair of waders fishing in the Maumee River, I think I would have lost it.
I honestly was thinking about it. I might have to do it next time for sure.
Did it at least catch your attention, too?
Oh, yeah, definitely caught my attention.
Huge thing for this area, the annual Walleye Run. I think it's going to be a very good year.
Yes.
Should conditions continue to improve, and I think they will over the coming weeks and days.
I can't believe it's already time for the Walleye Run. Time surely flies. It's just like the time change. You know, we have the extra daylight on the back half of our day.
What an incredible difference, too, having the sunset so much later into the evening. You feel it, almost like we're getting closer to the summer vibes.
Yeah.
Of course, it's going to take a little time to warm things up and to get there, but the daylight's certainly been a noticeable difference.
Yeah, it definitely feels good to at least see those later sunsets when you're going home around like 6:30. Still having the sun out is a really good treat.
Next week, we're going to be talking Severe Weather Awareness Week. Matt, what's going to be coming up for that?
Yeah, so we'll be pretty much breaking down all of the different stories we can see, possibly any safety, whether that's dealing with tornado alarms or anything, or sirens as well. So we'll be breaking down all severe weather next week.
Hard to believe we're going to be jumping from one season to the next, and we're going to be talking a whole lot of spring severe weather awareness, what you need to know to keep safe. We really appreciate people hanging out with us this week. Of course, if you're watching on WTOL 11 Plus or on YouTube, we appreciate you tuning in each and every week, and we'll see you next week with another Weather Hangout.